Hello everyone, my name is Jordan and welcome to Crocodile MTG. If you're new here, Crocodile MTG is a YouTube channel focused on competitive gameplay of the game Magic the Gathering, but also how to learn and grow as a Magic player. So if you're new here, welcome, consider subscribing, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want, I can go over the deck a little bit here, but if you want a more in-depth look, I do have a couple deck techs over on my YouTube channel. That is at, if you type !YouTube, that's at youtube.com/crocodilemtg. So I'm not going to go over the entire list. I'm just going to go over a couple key cards that I think are good here in Pioneer. So the mana base here I really like for Bant Spirits. It's a lot of 4-ofs. We're just playing all untap lands except the Botanical Sanctum after you get your third land down. Of course, that doesn't enter untapped. But the mana base feels pretty good here. I like Spectral Sailor when we're on the play. Spectral Sailor is one of those cards I cut fairly often. There might be argument to keep it, but it's good against those certain matchups where you just need, like, later in the game, you need just something to draw you extra cards. Spectral Sailor kind of fills that role, but post sideboard I end up cutting them quite often. I think Mausoleum Wanderer is better in most matchups. But again, Spectral Sailor is pretty decent here. Selfless Spirit, extremely good in Pioneer right now. A lot of the targeted removals just destroy and not -X/-X. Now that being said, we do have to watch out for things like Languish or what's the Cry of Carnarium is the other one. We have to watch out for things like that, but hopefully if we're playing against those, we can get a couple Lords down and make some timely plays. Nimblegast Herald is honestly one of the best cards. I think it has to be a 4-of right now in Pioneer. The way the metagame is set up, you have to be able to hit all your opponent's creatures. Being able to tap down key blockers or key attackers is extremely important and extremely good. We have 8 Lords here. We have your Empyrean Eagle, which gives all creatures with flying +1/+1. But then we also have Supreme Phantom, which gives all spirits +1/+1. Empyrean Eagle is really important, especially if we go to the sideboard, because when we're bringing in the Archangel Avacyn, it actually comes down as a 5/5 if we have Empyrean Eagle down, where if we have Supreme Phantom, it's still just a 4/4. But Archangel Avacyn in the sideboard, extremely good from what I've seen. We have a couple Settle the Wreckages, which are good in key situations. We have a Deputy of Detention. We have, of course, our 4-of Spell Quellers, but we also have 2 Brazen Borrowers here. Brazen Borrower is not a spirit, but it's an extremely good value card. Being able to instant speed Petty Theft to just return something, it's really good. It's a mirror breaker, but overall it's extremely good and extremely important to have in these matchups. It also has flying, which Empyrean Eagle gives it, makes it a 4/2, which is pretty decent as well. Of course, we're splashing green for the 4-of Collective Company. Collective Company is one of the best cards in this deck, obviously. Being able to hit 2 3-drops and ramping up for 4 mana to 6 mana is extremely good. Being able to hit 2 key creatures triggers not only Nimblegast Herald a bunch of times, but whatever we're trying to do. If we're trying to counter something, we can find our Spell Quellers. Looking at the top 6, being able to basically dig through time and put 2 things on the battlefield from that dig is extremely good. And I'd argue with anyone that says it's not. Empyrean Eagle, again, just our flyer, but it was also a spirit, so it gets pumped here. But yeah, overall, Mausoleum Wanderer for the like 1-ofs or 2-of instants and sorceries, which a lot of instants and sorceries are floating around right now in Pioneer. So being able to counter them with a 1-drop is pretty decent. Excuse me, I'm drinking coffee this morning. In the sideboard, we have our Rest in Pieces and Dampening Spheres as our typical removal here. I already mentioned the Archangel Avacyn and the Deputy of Detention. We're also running a 3-of Mystical Dispute, 2-of Disdainful Stroke. There's a lot of decks running bigger mana at the moment, so 2 Disdainful Strokes I think is the correct play. I like the 3 Mystical Disputes. I don't think with 2 Disdainful Strokes we want 4, so I like the 3-2 split here. Again, I mentioned Settle the Wreckage already, a couple key situations. We're also running Deck and Stone. Deck and Stone is one of the best removals in Pioneer at the moment. It's it exiles all the creatures. It gives them clues, but really in this deck, clues don't matter. Most of the time, we're going to outgrind them. It also only hits your opponent's creatures. So in the mirror breaker, or in the mirror match here, this card can be a complete mirror breaker because it can exile like your opponent's lords, especially if they have multiple. But then it doesn't hit ours. It's not like Detention Sphere. Similarly, Deputy of Detention's in here for similar reasons. This deck before that I was playing, let me see if I can pull up the list here, was running 4 Deputy of Detentions in the sideboard. I didn't mind that. I thought it was good, especially with Collected Company. But I think having the 2 Deck and Stones is better. I also cut the 4th Deputy for the Archangel Avacyn. And then, I just completely revised the sideboard here. So I think this is the ideal Bant Spirits list at the moment. But we're going to go ahead and jump into a league. I have had 2 5-0s with this particular list. So let's go ahead and see if we can get another here. All right, let's go ahead and jump into a league here. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Jordan. I run a YouTube channel called crocodilemtg. And I also stream on Twitch and YouTube. So today we are working our way towards Twitch affiliate, which I know is a minor milestone, but still a fun one. I think this hand is keepable here. We have both the Spectral Sailor, Mausoleum Wanderer, and Spell Queller. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it here. I think what I'm going to do is play the Wanderer on turn 1. And next turn we can just play the Spectral Sailor, attack in for 2, and get this show on the road. Turn 1 Temple of Plenty from our opponent. Could be a few different decks here, so we'll see after we find out what our opponent plays next. Wolf Willow Haven. This could be a like enchantment based deck. Alright, now I just kind of want to play the Lord here. That way we can keep our Mausoleum Wanderer on 2 here. We'll get in for 3 this turn, keep the ability to counter an instant or sorcery for 2 on our opponent's turn. And next turn, we'll see what they play. If they end up being a more aggressive deck, maybe we just play the Empyrean Eagle and get in. If they end up being a little bit of a more reactive deck, maybe we keep up the Spell Queller here. So we'll see how they play this. They have 4 mana at the moment. Is Spectral Sailor draw ability relevant in this deck? It is, especially against things like Salteye Delirium. I end up cutting it in that matchup a lot of times, but in game 1 it's extremely important because alright, this is a Courser, so this seems like an enchantment deck. But it's extremely important, especially later in the game, especially in the Mirror Breaker also. Being able to draw extra cards each turn and filter through your deck is pretty relevant. Now, you're only going to get a couple draws in typically, but if you're able to get more over time, that's where it really shines. So here I think I just keep up Spell Queller for the turn and leave the ability to flash in Spectral Sailor if I need to. Our opponent's ramping up to 5 here, which is a little concerning, but I want to be able to counter like a key spell that comes off the deck from our opponent. That being said, though, let's count it up. So this is 4, 5. We attack for 6 down to 9. We'll be threatening lethal the turn after because we can just Spell Queller and Spectral Sailor to pump up the Mausoleum Wanderer. Maybe it's better to just threaten lethal the turn after. Actually, is it? If that's exactly lethal, maybe we just wait here. Yeah, because I don't want our opponent to just gain a bunch of life off this Courser. Though our Wanderer would be a 3/3 for the following turn. Let's go ahead and leave a Spell Queller. We'll go ahead and get in here for 3. And then the following turn, if we feel the need to play Empyrean, we'll be good here. Interesting, the draw cost is 4 like Coco, which is good. Plan B. Koski or Coco is risky due to opponent having open mana. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in the grindier matchups, you definitely want the Spectral Sailor. I think Spectral Sailor is pretty decent in those matchups. All right, our opponent just has a bunch of lands here, so if they play anything here, I'm probably just gonna Spell Queller it, if I'm able to. They have 6 mana at the moment, but if not, I might just flash in Spectral Sailor and next turn possibly Empyrean Eagle. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to take out the Gideon's Intervention here. This might be a trap. They might have some sort of removal spell. But if they have something like Declaration Stone here, okay, so I think this is good on our end. All right, there's another Spell Queller, which is a little odd because I kind of want to get in with Empyrean Eagle. Let's see here. 4, 4, 2. That's an attack for 10. So even if next turn we just flash in Spectral Sailor, I think that's lethal. So let's go ahead and just get in here for 6. I think it's fine to play it more reactive. Hey, good morning, Dan. Gotta go grab coffee, but I'll stream. Oh, you'll leave the stream open. Small fee, love. Thank you for that, Dan. Good morning. Everyone grab their coffee, enjoy. Unless it's late at night for you or late in the day. Alright, so our opponent's going to gain some life here. I think we have lethal next turn, so unless they can do something good here, I think we're okay. Yeah, that's something pretty good. Well, that sucks. That was what I was worried about. Unless they pay X for each enchantment. So we have to pay 4. Yeah, I was worried about the Sphere of Safety. Sphere of Safety is really good in this matchup. Ooh, but then there's lethal. Alright, so Brazen Borrower coming in for the win. That was pretty clutch. Alright, so we're just going to play Empyrean Eagle here. Petty Theft away the Sphere of Safety and attack in for lethal. Alright, that was pretty clutch. Alright, let's go ahead here and go to our sideboard. I like Deputy of Detention, especially in this matchup. I don't think I mind Disdainful Stroke because it seems like they're going for a pretty heavy end of the enchantment base. I don't think we need Mystical Dispute. Mystical Dispute would just be a cancel at this point. You can't type this morning. It's all good, Fifi. Deck and Stone's not bad, but I don't know if it's worth bringing in. I feel like our opponent is going to go more like the like Banishing Light type route. So I don't think this is a Selfless Spirit matchup. I feel like for the most part Selfless Spirit is gonna be against like Sultai or any black deck that's trying to just remove things. But I think for this matchup, it's going to be more like our opponent playing exile effects in the form of like Banishing Light or some similar characteristic. So I don't mind the Spectral Sailors here being their low to the ground. They were playing the. I think that would just be odd though. I was going to say they were playing the enchantment that pumps their mana. So I could see bringing in maybe a Dampening Sphere, but I don't think it's worth it in the long run. I could see maybe a Deccan Stone or 2. I just don't want to deplete our our deck too much. They don't have any counter magic, which is pretty okay. So I think maybe I swap out the sailors for the Deccan Stone and just play more of a reactive game. Maybe I leave 1 sailor, 1 Deccan Stone. So I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut the 4 Selfless Spirits and 1 sailor and bring in this here. Alright, this hand's actually pretty decent. It's very similar to the first hand we had, but we have a Deccan Stone this game. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Mausoleum Wanderer again and hold up the ability to play Spectral Sailor next turn. So we'll go ahead and start off with Wanderer here. I can see our opponent trying to just Baffling End this turn. Alright, that might be worth Deccan Stoning. Deccan Stone, get in for 1. I don't want them to just be able to throw out a bunch of enchantments here. So even if they get a card off the draw effect, I think I just take that out for the moment. I also don't want them gaining life for every enchantment they play. And based on their plays, now that they have Temple plenty, what'd they do? Put that on top? No, they put it on the bottom. Alright, now they have Wolf Haven. So they can potentially play a 5-drop next turn, but now we just play the reactive game where we hold up Disdainful Stroke or Spell Queller. Just get in for 1 here. I feel like we're in pretty good shape in this this match. Alright, Courser I think has to be countered. I think we want to stop them from playing big mana cards. Hopefully they don't just have a Baffling End right here. Alright, they have another Temple of Plenty. So our opponent playing quite a few tap lands in their deck. They kept 1 card on top. Hopefully we can Disdainful Stroke it or Collect Company. Here's an Empyrean Eagle. I don't think that's one we want, though. I think we just hold up the Disdainful Stroke and the ability to collect a company this turn. I mean, we'll want the Empyrean Eagle eventually. I just think there's better things to do than just to play it right now. Alright, our opponent has 5 mana. Let's see what they got. Goodbye, Signet. Or Sigil. Oh, and they just actually concede there. So that's going to be the game. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. And thank you so much if you're joining me live today on Twitch. We'll go ahead and hop into match number 2. I do want to give a big shout out and thank you to ManaTraders.com. ManaTraders is an awesome sponsor of Crocodile MTG. ManaTraders is a card rental service for MTGO. They also do major tabletop events. So if you're playing tabletop, don't have all your cards, need a rental service, check them out. If you sign up for ManaTraders and use promo code Crocodile, you can save 15% off your first 3 months. Their service is a subscription service, so you just pay a monthly fee. And you're basically able to rent whatever subscription tier you are, you're able to rent a deck that costs XYZ number of dollars. So being able to save 15% off is a huge deal, and being 3 months is an even bigger deal. So thank you, ManaTraders, for giving us that promo code and sponsoring our channel. That being said, let's get into match number 2. Alright, this hand is really close to keepable, I think, but I think I'd want 1 more spell or something. So we're on the draw, so I think I'm okay with mulliganing this. Alright, this one's a little less exciting. I think we're going to keep it. I think I'm going to put a Hollowed Fountain on the bottom. Our opponent also was on a mulligan down 2-6. Alright, this looks like Mono White Devotion, most likely. Supreme Phantom's pretty good here. I think I'm going to start by playing the Spirit here. Just to enable a little bit more damage in the long run. We'll see here what they play. There's a Heliod. Alright, now we're just in a counter mode. Go ahead and attack in for 2. And hopefully they don't just have an early counter. Gideon, you're getting countered. Yeah, we cannot let Gideon resolve here. Gideon enables for next turn them just the Walking Ballista for the win. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and play Hollowed Fountain here tapped. And next turn we can play these... if we Spell Quell or something this turn, next turn we can just play Lord, Lord, and possibly... I don't think it's a win. Let's see, 2-4... Nah, we'd be at 12, so that's pretty good. Alright, goodbye, Gideon. Alright, so we're in pretty good shape here. Alright, let's go ahead and play this Glacial Fortress. Let's see, blue, white, blue, play Empyrean Eagle, blue, white, play Phantom, attack in for 12. So unless our opponent has the combo this turn, which they're gonna have to play like a, they'd have to play like the Owl from Theros, and then have enough mana after to Nykthos. So that was a pretty quick and easy win. This matchup's a little tough for us. I like bringing in the Disdainful Strokes, I think. The Avacyn's pretty nice, but they have things like Baffling End we have to consider. So I do like Detention Sphere, or Deputy of Detention, and Deccanstone. What cards don't I like? Similar to the last match, Selfless Spirit's one of those cards. It's good, but it's just a lot of their stuff's going to be exile effects. So while it is pretty decent, I think we might want to cut it here. I'm a little more okay in this matchup with cutting Spectral Sailor. The question is, do we want to settle the Wreckage or anything? They do have Nykthos, but I don't know if it's worth bringing in Dampening Sphere here. For just Nykthos. It does stop them from ramping quite a bit, but as long as we're taking care of a lot of their threats, I think we're in pretty decent shape here. I do like Nemblegast Herald being able to tap down key attackers or blockers. The big thing we have to just worry about and be careful of is the Walking Ballista combo. So I think I'm okay with bringing in Avacyn here. The Deputy is pretty decent. Deccanstone and Disdainful Stroke. Again, the only reason I'm taking out Selfless Spirit is because a lot of their removal is going to be exile effects, not necessarily like banging creatures into each other. That being said, they do have they could just play a Walking Ballista and take out things, so maybe Selfless Spirit's worth it here, keeping a couple in. Maybe I can probably trim on a Herald in this matchup. And maybe since I'm bringing in the Avacyn, I cut Collected Company. A lot of people don't like cutting Collected Company. I'm not a big fan either, but I like doing it when I bring in Avacyn here. And I think this is okay. Let's go ahead and keep this and see how we do. Hope everyone is having a good morning. Welcome if you're joining me on Twitch. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Jordan. I run a YouTube channel called CrocodileMTG, and we like to stream on Twitch. This week we're streaming every day, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want, please come back and check us out. This hand is interesting. I think it's worth keeping it. So what did we bring in here? Yeah, I don't think any of our sideboard cards like are extremely necessary. Like, we don't need them in our opening hand. They're just kind of to help us out. We do have Avis in here. Maybe we do just keep this here. We have our lands. We have some spells. Like, it's not a terrible hand. It's just a matter of how much removal does our opponent have. Next turn, depending on what we draw, I might just play Temple Garden untapped. The reason for that... Okay, that's fine. The reason for that is because the following turn I want to play this Plains untapped and then make them question whether or not we have Spell Queller, or if we just happen to draw an untapped land. Alright, Phantom's fine. We at least get a blocker here. They probably, if they have Heliod here, they just jam it. Yep. Get it down while they can. One thing I'd like to find off the top would be a Rattle Chains. Alright, I think I just leave this back as a blocker for the moment. So at the moment, they don't have enough devotion to make Heliod a creature. They also don't have enough devotion to, if they drew... Alright. There's that dang Gideon again. Alright, now they're definitely not attacking. Next turn, though, I'm just going to have to start racing them. I'm going to have to play an Empyrean Eagle and just attack. Now, we'll be attacking for 6, which isn't bad. They have 2 cards in hand, so that's something we're going to have to be wary of. So we have 2 white sources already. I'm fine with playing the Hollowed Fountain here. So again, we're just racing at this point. Who can get in faster? So they'll be attacking for 7. And they could just, if they wanted, jam Walking Ballista here. And then the following turn have the ability to activate and go off. Okay, they actually get the Stasis Snare, play a Gideon. They can alt the Gideon if they want. And if they have Walking Ballista, we're in pretty rough shape. Yeah, that was something I was worried about. Devotion's now up to 7. So this one might be slipping away a little bit. What they might be questioning here is whether or not they have... Okay, and they're able to draw off the clues. Alright, they attack in here for 5. Again, I think we're just racing, which kind of sucks. Alright, there's Herald. Herald can possibly be good here if they don't have the combo. If they do have the combo, I think we just lose, though. Ooh, we can actually just kill Gideon here. Let's see. Kill Gideon. Flash in Avacyn. Block. Next turn, play Empyrean Eagle. Attack for 6 plus 7. We're 1 short from lethal. Next turn, they have to have a land plus... Since they can't ultimate Gideon, they have to have a land and able to combo us. So I can threaten a 2-turn clock, or I can attack Gideon and push for them not having the combo pieces they have. We got game 1 pretty quick, so we have time to think about this. But I think maybe it's just attacking Gideon. I think it just has to be. Because otherwise they could just... what they could do is minus Gideon, play Walking Ballista for 2. Or Walking Ballista essentially for 2 mana total. So they put 1 counter on it. And since Walking Ballista is then a 2/2 because of the Gideon ult, they can just go off. So if they have land here in the combo, I mean, we lose anyhow. But we'll have to see. And if our opponent attacks with everything here, I'm going to flash in this Avacyn and block the... Alright, there's a Gideon. Can't do anything about that. Alright, Daxos. Alright, that's fine. Now our opponent's deciding what they want to do with this Gideon. Alright, they're just going to create a creature this turn. They get to gain a life. We're going to get to block and kill something, so... Alright, this is a little awkward with Daxos now, because... if we kill something, they just put a counter on something else. So I think I just have to block the Heliod here. And we're down to 5. Kill Gideon. Our opponent could just still have the win. I think we kill Gideon here. I think I'm still playing Empyrean Eagle. So what I'm going to do here is play Empyrean Eagle. Kill Gideon with this Empyrean Eagle. Hit our opponent for 6. Threaten lethal the following turn. Hold up Nemblegast Herald. That way, if we go to combat, I can just tap down Heliod and block something else. I think this is the correct play here. Alright. So move the combat. What we have to just worry about here is... the other thing, our opponent probably doesn't want to attack. Because if they do attack, what we can do is just trade one of our... they probably don't want to attack with Heliod, that is. Alright, so here's the draw. We're threatening lethal. Alright, they have tons of mana now. Alright, Herald, tap down, Heliod. And they literally had to draw Walking Ballista, I think, for the win. I think that's their only out here. If they don't have Walking Ballista, I think we just win it. Alright, this is going to be a pretty easy block here. Wait, what do they have? Are they just going to give everything lifelink? I mean, I think that's fine if they do, but I'm not sure about that play here. Oh, they used Ardenvale. Okay. Well, if they're using mana on Ardenvale, I think they still lose. They can put a counter here on the Knight, yeah, and trade with the Heralds, but if they don't have... Alright, lifelink. Lifelink, sure. But everything's going to die here. I mean, they're going to load up something, but all our flyers are going to get in. And now that something died, we just flip Avacyn and get in. This is going to be an 8-7. Sure. Do your thing, opponent. We survive at 3, but I think... Because this has fire breathing now, right? No. Why did I think Avacyn has fire breathing? Oh, and Deccan Stone. Alright, so enter tapped. So let's see. 8, 12, 16. Yep, we have enough. Alright, good game, opponent. That was a pretty epic win there. Thank you all so much for watching. Great games. Alright, we'll go ahead. We're currently 4-0 in a league, so we'll go ahead and hop into the next match. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're watching this later on YouTube, go follow our Twitch channel so you know when we're live and can participate in our live streams. We're currently doing live streams between the hours of 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want, go check that out. Thank you all so much for being here and watching if you are live on Twitch. And we'll go ahead and join the match here and jump into the game. I don't think this hand is keepable. Yeah, lands and phantoms, not a keepable hand. I have to plug in one of my devices. Give me 1 second. Mulligan. Alright, this is awkward 2 lands. Do we get lucky on the draw? I think we have to keep this hand, but I'm not a fan of it. Maybe we just go the 5. We're keeping this. I think we have to put Hollowed Fountain Collected Company and hope that Collected Company pulls through. Give me 1 second. Let me plug in one of my devices here. What is this? It's a 2/1, enters the battlefield tapped, and you can return it. Is this just mono black zombies? That'd be pretty sweet. Just go ahead and start with Breeding Pool tapped. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna mute this so I can blow my nose. Alright, I'm back. Where did I put my headphones? There they are. Got wires and plugs all around me. Alright, so our opponent attacking in for 2. They have a Mutavault here. This could just be mono black. Alright, that was a pretty good draw here. Let's go ahead and start with Selfless Spirit. They could just have the Fatal Push, which I think is fine. I think this collected company is going to go pretty far. We are on a mulligan the 5. Yep, there's the fatal push. If this is their entire play here, I'm not sure. Do they have a land? No, they don't even have a land to follow up. So unfortunately here we're going to take 2 for the next 2 turns, unless we draw an untapped source next turn, because I want to be able to play this collected company. Alright, yeah, and we're going to have to counter that one here. Do we have to start attacking? We don't have to, should we? I think so. Because if they play anything here, we're going to collect a company in response. We're either going to rattle chains or hope to find a spell queller or another selfless spirit. Selfless spirit's good in this matchup. Alright, this is fine. They could be playing something like Murderous Rider. I don't even think Mayhem Devil's that good in this matchup. That was awkward. Collected company. Let's see if they have a kill spell. They don't. Alright, so we have our choices here. Do we just grab Empyrean Eagle and Rattle Chains? Any order. Alright, and they're gonna get back their Mayhem Devil here. Oh, they have Fatal Push too. Ew. Okay. This wasn't great for us. Alright, now we're 1 land short of just I think we just have to hope that our opponent's out of removal spells. They're a pretty removal heavy deck. Maybe the safer play was playing Selfless Spirit there, but alright, now we're each taking 1. Yep, there's the Murderous Rider. Alright, I think we're going to end up losing to this Spawn of Mayhem, but we have to literally find something to remove it or else we're going to lose to it anyhow. Alright, there's a Brazen Borrower. Petty Theft it away for the moment. Attack in for 2. I think we're just dead to this. I don't think there's anything we can do, but we'll try to figure it out here. Like, they could just activate. If they have a push and a Mutavault activation here, I think we just lose. We'll have to see what they have, though. There's Knight. Go ahead and leave the Spectral Sailor up. There's a chance we can get back in this. They are missing land drops here. All right, Murderous Rider this, and then all right, I'm just, if I go for the double block, they kill both of these. Maybe I just lose our Spectral Sailor here. Force them to pump here. Yeah. There's a land. That's not great here. I think we have to hold. I don't think we can attack here because if they have any removal spell, they just kill it. We can't block with our Brazen Borrower because this doesn't have flying. So I think the safer play is just to hold back this turn. And we're at a really dangerous spot here. If they do attack with the Knight, though, we can just double block because once they pump it, they can only deal 4 damage to something. And that'll at least kill the Knight. Alright, that's fine. This at least kills the Knight this turn. Why'd it kill both? It was a 4/4. It can't assign damage that wasn't there. How did it kill both? Does anyone know? If you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment down below if you know how it killed both. I don't understand. Cast Brazen Borrower here. The damage assigned should have been strictly... Ew, that's weird. It became a 4/5. The 4 damage assigned should have been assigned to the first Empyrean Eagle and not the second. So I'm not sure I understand. That could have been the difference maker in this match, which is a little annoying. Alright, let's draw a Collect a Company or something. That's just a land. Alright, we have to hold Brazen Borrower back, hoping we hit anything here. I don't understand that that attack, though. That could literally have cost us the entire match. Alright, hold Brazen Borrower back. Just 1 damage with Death Touch, first creature dead. But it doesn't have trampled or anything, so... This doesn't give it first strike, right? Alright, there's that Spawn of Mayhem again. Alright. This might lock it up for them. We have to hit like a Collected Company, but I don't think there's anything we can hit here that helps us win the game. Yeah, unfortunately that's gonna be it. 1 damage. Just 1 damage with Death Touch, first creature dead. Can you assign damage with Death Touch to each creature? Like 1 creature, 1 each? Alright, let's go ahead to the sideboard here. So I like Avacyn. I kind of like Settle also. I definitely like Deckenstone. They have quite a bit of removal. I don't think this is a Rest in Peace matchup. I like Selfless Spirit and Rattle Chains. This Spectral Sailor I think can go. Collected Company can go since I'm bringing in Avacyn. That's just a personal choice. I kind of like cutting 2 Phantoms here. I don't think going big really does too much, especially when they have so much removal. I think I just need to refresh my memory on how Death Touch works. I thought when you double blocked, I thought you had to assign... I guess you have to assign lethal damage, so I guess you just assign 1 damage to the first creature, and then you can assign the rest to the second one. But unless it has Trample, if it has Trample, like with Embercleave or something, like it just gets through. Like it deals 1/1, and then the rest to your opponent. So I think that was just a misunderstanding on my part on how Death Touch works with double blocking. Alright, so let's look at this real quick. So Deckenstone's coming in. Phantom's leaving. I like Selfless Spirits. I like the Empyrean Eagles. We are on the play. I don't think there's anything else I really want here. 1 Rest in Peace could be okay. Maybe a Deputy of Detention's alright. But for the most part, I think I'm okay with how this looks. I don't really want... Like, Deputy Detention and Spell Queller like, is a little... It's a little odd because what happens is if they have a removal spell and they're able to kill one of these, they just get whatever spell's under there again. So I think I'm okay with this. We'll go ahead to the play here. Alright, yes, I like to play first. This hand is probably keepable. We need to draw another land here. We'll let it go. Alright, go Botanical Sanctum and Mausoleum Wanderer this turn. Next turn we'll hold up Petty Theft for whatever our opponent plays. And we'll continue on. Yeah, so I misunderstood how Death Touch worked last game, and my double block ended up not doing great. Counter it. Fight that. Alright, so there's a land which is pretty good. I think I'm just going to play it tapped here. I don't think we need the Petty Theft next turn. And holding up Spell Queller or Brazen Borrower I think is going to be better. I don't think there's any like 2 mana with haste card that we have to worry about. And there's just a Knight of the Ebon Legion. Alright, there's a Mutable. so now we have Rattlechain, Spell Queller, and possibly Collected Company next turn. So our hand's looking pretty decent here. If their plan's just to pump up Knight of the Ebon Legion here, I think I'm just going to Brazen Borrower it back to hand. Sure. Petty Theft. And now they just wasted their turn 3, essentially. Alright, Avison's pretty good here. We'll just pass the turn. We'll leave up the ability to Brazen Borrower, Rattlechains, or Spell Queller here. Alright, there's Knight. I don't think I'm as worried about Knight. Alright, we're just going to cast Brazen Borrower here, I think. And see what our opponent wants to do. If they have a removal spell, they can use it. Alright, there's Collected Company. So it's not a spirit here, so we can't Rattlechains it. The question is, do I want to Collected Company and attempt to... Because what I don't want to happen is them to just untap and have another removal spell and then kill Spell Queller and Brazen Borrower. So I think here what I want to do is Collected Company and attempt to find a Selfless Spirit. Alright, awkwardly enough, there's a Selfless Spirit and Spell Queller. So we'll get in for a 3 here, but at least we'll have Selfless Spirit to save Spell Queller, so I'm a little more comfortable using our Spell Quellers now. Especially next turn, once we untap, we have Rattlechains to also get rid of targeted removal. So this wasn't a bad hit here, as long as we hit both Selfless Spirit and the Spell Queller. Alright, I'm going to attempt to sack this, give everything indestructible. This gets countered because it doesn't have a target. And now we're looking in pretty good shape. And if we're able to draw a land here and be able to play Avacyn or something... Ooh, there we go. So we have all kinds of options now. We'll get in for 5. If they attack here with Knight... Ooh, they attack with Mutavault also. Alright, I think I'm fine here with just Rattlechainsing. And blocking. So I'm going to Rattlechains here. I'm going to give this Spell Queller Hexproof. I think I'm going to take out the Mutavault here. Because if they only have one removal spell in hand, we have the ability just to Spell Queller it. And now what they're doing is, if they have like a 2-mana removal spell... Alright, now I'm going to attempt to take that out here. If they want to pump Knight, I think that's fine. We can take the 4 here. But now we're just threatening so much damage on the following turns. Plus we have Collected Company and Avacyn here. If we hit a Lord, I think we just win. Alright, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do we just collect a company here for the Lord, or do we just play it safe and hold up Avacyn? I think we just collect a company, because what they can do, I guess, is... How many Lords do we board out? 4? Or 2? Just 2, the 2 Supreme Phantoms. So 3, 2, 4, 6, 9. So all we need is a 1 Lord to pump the spirits. So it can be either Lord. It doesn't have to be specifically the other one. Maybe I just play it safe. I'll just play it safe. It's better safe than sorry. We have things we can react with. There's no point in pushing. Like, it's not like they have lethal specifically next turn. Alright, and that's the game. Not the match, just the game. So we're currently 1-1 in this game. Going ahead to the sideboard here. Now I'm kind of wondering if we bring in the Deputy of Detention. It kind of worked out, though, having the Spell Queller and the Selfless Spirits. Oddly enough, they brought in Legion's End, which is kind of interesting because Legion's End only hits 2 CMC cards, and a lot of them we can just sack. Like, the Rattle Chains gives hexproof, but this Selfless Spirits we can just sack in response. I kind of like how we have this here. Other than my misunderstanding with the Death Toucher, I think we're in pretty good shape. We'll go ahead and keep this. It's just all going to come down to our opening hand. This hand's actually okay. Our opponent is going to mulligan. Oh no, they do keep 7. Why did it do that sound? Alright, we're going to keep here. So good thing we kept a medium hand because our opponent has a turn 1 Thoughtseize here. We at least have our lands. We have double white and yeah, they're going to take Rattle Chains. There's a Collect a Company off the top. Thank goodness. Alright, so hopefully we're just going to be able to out-aggro our opponent here. I think that's our game plan, is just play these Lords and see what we can do. As long as they don't have another Thoughtseize here, I think we're okay. Oh no! Speak the devil and it will appear. Alright. That's fine. Do they have another Thoughtseize? Okay, I was going to say. We drew a Selfless Spirit at least. This deck is insane. Honestly, I think this is the best deck in Pioneer. We've had 2 5-0s with this particular deck list. We're currently doing well in the meta. Aether Sphere Harvester. Okay. Alright, that's interesting. We'll get in here for 1. And now that we didn't play the play the Empyrean Eagle, I bet our opponent's thinking that we have Spell Queller. So they might play around it here a little bit. If their plan's just to activate Harvester here, I think, you know, it is what it is. Like, they can get in for 3, gain some life, which is fine. They took life off of Thoughtseize twice, so we'll see here. Yep. And I think we'll just take the 3 right now. No sense on needing the push. I think we flash in Rattle Chains here just as a spell. Ooh, and we drew Settle the Wreckage. So I think I'm okay with now just attacking for 4. And our opponent thinking we have Collected Company. They'll probably play Aether Sphere Harvester more defensively now. But yeah, Settle the Wreckage is huge here. And I think we're just going to flash an Empyrean Eagle here. Because Rattle Chains gives us the opportunity to do that. If they have removal here, it's a little awkward, but I think we're in pretty decent shape. Alright, sure, that's fine. It's a little odd that they chose that, I think. Alright, I think I play the Wanderer here. And if their plan here is just to activate... I think we just attack. Because even if they activate Aether Sphere here and block, at least that takes care of their ability to just lifelink. Now they just have a big blocker. And they're not able to kill either of our lords, which is fine. Sure. So they actually gain 1 at the end of this transaction, but again, I think that's okay. Alright, 2 cards in hand. They have a Murderous Rider in exile. I think we just Spell Queller this here. Alright, there's a Mayhem Devil. Alright, Mayhem Devil makes it a little awkward. I think we just get in with Spell Queller here. I guess they can activate Aether Sphere Harvester and still block. Alright, they actually just take the damage here. So they are on a 9-turn clock. Which sounds ridiculous, but I wonder if we just attacked with everything there. Let's see, they block the Mausoleum Wanderer or something, and then they get a counter. So they block here, they go down to... Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Alright, so our opponent has a couple blockers here now. They can't really afford to get aggressive. I think they just pass the turn here. So I swing everything, I deal 5 to them. They're on a 3-turn clock with Mayhem Devil, and we leave up the ability to settle the wreckage. They probably kill the Spell Queller and a Lord. Or just a Lord. Well, what they can do actually is they can Spell Queller, block with Aether Sphere. They gain 1. I think we just have to pass here and wait till next turn. I think this Settle the Wreckage is going to be our out. Orborg's fine. If they attack with Settle, I mean, if they attack with Murderous Rider, I think I settle here. I think what I do is I wait for them to use their mana first on Night, and then I settle. So they played their Orborg out, so I know what cards in their hand. None. Like, this could literally be the moment. This could be the game changer moment. So they go up to 9. Is there any way we can force them to double activate this Knight? Probably not. What do we draw here? That's going to be the W. This is good for the win. There's no way they don't get hit for 7 here. Yeah, they don't have any way to gain life. I mean, it's fine if they want to play it out. They activate Aether Sphere here. They block here and here, but this doesn't have first strike. Yeah, and they get hit for 7. Wow, that was exactly lethal. Good game, opponent. We're currently 3-0 in a Pioneer League. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're just joining in, my name is Jordan. I run a YouTube channel called crocodilemtg. We stream on Twitch as well. We're currently playing what I believe is the best deck in Pioneer, and that is Bant Spirits. We'll go ahead and hop into match number 4 here. But thank you all so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. I hope you all are having a good day. We're reaching a Twitch affiliate, which is pretty exciting this week. At least we're hoping to. We surpassed 50 followers, and we're hoping to get the last couple streams we need in here and our average viewer count up. And so that is one reason. I would appreciate your follow on Twitch. Not only does it help me reach affiliate, but it helps you come join in and lurk and play around and interact with me live on Twitch. But thank you so much for watching either way, whether this is on YouTube or Twitch. We're against Blademaster 777. It looks like they're on the play, or they get to decide. They do choose to play first. Again, we have this land of all hands and a phantom. I think we're gonna have to take a mulligan here. All right, this hand's a little awkward. We don't have a white source in it. I think it's still keepable, but hopefully we find a white source here. We'll put a Lord on the bottom, an Empyrean Eagle, and hopefully we find at least something for Herald. Looks like we're against mono red here. Alright, turn 1 Wanderer is not bad against mono red. If they Bone Crusher here, we're actually just gonna minus, and then they won't be able to have their Bone Crusher. Alright, there's a Swift Spear. That's fine. They'll get in for 2. Alright, there is a white source, which is good. Alright, we'll get in for 3 here, leaving up the ability to sack if we need to. And this is the turn we're going to have to worry about some big damage coming from our opponent. I would hopefully like to wait until the following turn. That way I can at least play like Herald and slow him down quite a bit before I start blocking, but we'll see here. I think we just have to take it, whatever they're doing this turn. Alright, that's fine. Interesting. Do I want to wander this? I think I need to. So X is 2 at the moment. Alright, do they have another light up the stage? Alright, that's fine. So now we have the Herald next turn. Alright, they did have a land. Alright, that was pretty good. Alright, I'll wait till they begin combat and tap down probably the Monastery Swift Spear. And then if they don't have anything in hand, they probably don't attack. Alright, that's a pretty good one here. Trample, land, trample. Alright, we have their paws here, so now we're going to go ahead and tap down the Swift Spear. It really doesn't matter which one we tap down, but they could just get in here for 2. Yeah, they're going to. It'd be nice to draw a collecting company off the top, but chances of that happening are pretty slim. Alright, there's a Lava Runner. Alright, we're just going to play this breeding pool tapped. I'm going to go ahead and play out an Emperor. We're going to have to race him at some point, I think. They only have one card in hand. I think it's okay to attack here. At the very least, we can block the Lava Runner next turn. Hopefully they don't just have, like, draw spell, draw spell, draw spell. And if they have a shock for our Lord, that sucks, but at least we're able to deploy another one. So we'll see here what they have. Or even if they attack or not. Alright, I think I just take whatever they do here, even if it's just 2. Alright, that's fine. Alright, there's the Collected Company, so I'm probably going to play that next turn. So I'll get in here for 2 and then hold up Collected Company and do that probably pre-combat. Actually, is it even necessary to do it pre-combat? Because if I just do it... If I hit a Herald, that'd be good, but at the same time, I think it's okay to just wait till they attack and then Collected Company. Alright, there's a Soul Scour Mage. Alright. I don't think they're... I don't want to accuse anyone of anything. I was going to say, hopefully they're not lurking here, but... Alright, so now we have a Herald and 2 Phantoms. Actually, do we just have lethal? Phantom, Phantom... Yeah, I think we just have lethal here. And to ensure we have lethal, we have the Rattle Chains as backup. Alright, that was a nice lethal play. They can't block anything. They can shrink something, but we have the Rattle Chains as backup. And alright, moving to the sideboard. Alright, mono red, what do we want? I like Deckenstone. Avicen's a little bit odd, but I kind of like her. She's a lot late game, and I think Selfless Spirit might be better early game. I like Deputy as a disruptive, but they could just kill it. But at the same time, like, just being able to disrupt your opponent just enough, like being able to hit like a, not necessarily Monastery Swift Spear because it has haste, but being able to hit the other one there, Soul Scour Mage. All right, I like Settle too. All right, let's think about Avacyn. Let's see what we're gonna cut here. I kind of like cutting the Sailors. They don't do enough. Wanderer's good. Brazen Borrower's fine. Herald's really good. I like Rattle Chains and Selfless Spirit, being able to get rid of their like shocks and things like that. Supreme Phantom's fine. Empyrean Eagle's good, but how good? I could see cutting 1. It was good last game. I'm kind of starting to think I do want the Avacyn, which means I can cut a Collected Company. That's just my personal preference. They're on the play, though. Maybe I want the Avacyn on the draw. Leave the Collected Company, maybe. Alright, maybe it's just a couple Rattle Chains here. Rattle Chains is good, but at the same time, like, maybe it's a one of each. Rattle Chains and Selfless Spirit. Actually, I think Rattle Chains is better than Selfless Spirit if they have Soul Scour Mage. Maybe it's just this. I still feel like I like Avacyn, though. I think I'm going to bring in an Avacyn here and cut a Coco. Alright, let's go ahead and play this and see how it goes. If we end up losing this game, we'll come back to the sideboard and reevaluate. But I think this is going to be pretty okay. Pretty okay. Thank you all so much for joining me, though, today on Twitch. If you're here, if you are on YouTube watching this later, thank you also for viewing my videos. And I hope you all are having a good day. This hand is pretty good. Pretty good. Let's go ahead and keep this. We'll go ahead. We're taking some damage off our lands here, but we're going to turn 1 Wanderer. Weird. I wasn't ready how weird this was going to get. Turn 1 weird at that, too. I would like to pay 2. I'm going to play a Mausoleum Wanderer here. Hopefully we draw some lands that don't deal damage to us. It's kind of wild that we don't have any currently. Alright, creatures you control gain first strike. Gets +1/+1. Alright, so we're taking 2 here. Alright, I think that's fine. And another Herald. Our opponent's gonna hate like their life once we get all these heralds down. Alright, get in for 1. Hopefully they don't just go off this turn. I don't think they can because we can just wander whatever we try to do. Alright, what, they're doing that to us? Okay. Well, I'm gonna counter that. And if they have the land, they should have played the land first. Alright, hopefully the Settle the Wreckage stabilizes us here. Alright. Untap source that doesn't deal damage to us. Hey, that was exactly what I wanted. I was like, okay, alright, we need to preserve some life here. Alright, we have a couple Heralds here. I think we're going to go ahead and play Heralds. And tap down, I guess, the Mage. I think we have to block here. I don't think we really have a choice. Sure, Wild Slash us, trade. Or do they have another instant to play? Alright, they have another Wild Slash here. So we could just essentially lose next turn. This is a little concerning. Selfless Spirit, probably not going to do it. I don't think I can take the 2 here just to settle. I think we just have to hope Herald's enough. Alright, did they just have the 2 Wild Slashes? And a shock. Okay. Alright. Oh, this was good. Nice opponent. Alright, so what do we want to do? Anything different? I think we want to keep a more reactive hand if we can. We never got a chance to even play Archangel. So maybe just having the Collected Company is better. Alright, let's go ahead and keep this. Collected Company might be better here than the Archangel, but we'll see. Alright. I would like to be on the play, and I'd like a decent hand. This is a decent hand. I'll keep this. I'll play the Hollowed Fountain tapped, untap, play the Botanical Sanctum. Depending on what their turn 1 play is, I probably will just play the Phantom. And hopefully we just float our mana up to 4. Our curve's really nice here if we're able to get it. Alright, there's another land, which is nice. We didn't have a turn 1 Mausoleum Wanderer, which is a little weird, but... Get it weird? No, I'm just kidding. But we'll see here. Alright, so I think I'm fine blocking this turn. I mean, they have to have something here. They probably have a shock, which means they can kill our Phantom. I think I'm fine with that. I don't think I want to take 6 this turn. So if they use this to just kill our Phantom, I think I'm fine with that. Yep. Like, we're preventing 4 damage here. It sucks we don't actually get the trade, but I think this is the correct play. Now I think we just pay 2 and hope to Herald. Interesting. So they have a wizard here, which I can Queller. I think I want to. I don't think I want Soul Scour Mage to come down. Now if they waste 2 removal spells on... Okay. Wild Slash... Now I think they just attack. Oh, they have the Skewer. Okay, this is alright. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Like, they're coming in for 6, down to 8. They have 1 card left in hand, and we have the Herald. A land would be really nice here. Alright, Mausoleum Wanderer. That's not bad. Maybe we just wander and then keep up Rattle Chains as a surprise blocker. Alright, Wild Slash us. Light up the stage. Can I let them do this? I don't know if I have a choice. Because we have to be able to block both creatures here. This isn't great. They have a Wild Slash and a Lightning Strike. I think we just end up losing here. They probably want to Wild Slash the Mausoleum Wanderer. Yeah, they know this is lethal here. Damn it. Alright, unfortunately we're not going to get the 5-0 here. Yeah, they know if they just attack here. Okay, well this was a mistake. Okay. This worked out for us. We get another turn at least. I mean, we're still following the 2 and they have a Lightning Strike, but... Alright, that was hexproof. I mean, we get to at least block and block. And now we have to draw an untapped source for, I think, our Collected Company that doesn't deal damage to us. There's the Spell Queller, but I think we still lose here. I think they just untap and they Lightning Strike and we Spell Queller and then they just attack. Like, it doesn't matter. I think we still lose here. It's unfortunate we never got to our 4th land drop. Yeah, they have to just attack. Oh. Unfortunate how this played out, but now they just lightning strike and we lose. Even the block here, I mean, we lose. Yep, good game. All right, so we're 13-1, which isn't bad with this deck. So we did lose that match. That wasn't terrible, though. I'm not upset about that loss. They played extremely well, and that was a pretty aggressive match for us. We didn't hit our 4th land drop. We took a couple points of damage off our lands, but I think overall we did what we had to. So we are going to go ahead here and jump into the 5th and final match of this league. Our record overall with the league is 13-1, which I'm pretty impressed with. We have 2 5-0s with this deck, and we're currently 3-1 going into match number 5. Bant Spirits is one of the best decks in Pioneer. There's no doubt in my mind about it. It feels really easy and clean to pilot for the most part. And I've been impressed with it. So, all right, go ahead and jump into number 5 here. And thank you all so much for watching. If you're new here and you're watching on Twitch, welcome. My name is Jordan. I run a YouTube channel called CrocodileMTG. And we stream on Mondays through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And welcome, everyone. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button if you're enjoying today's video. And with that said, let's go ahead and get into match number 5. I think this is good enough we can keep it. Both beginning with 7 cards in hand. Our opponent has a Lanamore Waste. I would like to hopefully find... I would like to find a white source here so we can at least hold up Spell Queller. But we have Rattle Chains and Supreme Phantom and eventually this Collected Company, so I'm not too upset with this hand. I did keep it. We have the Brazen Borrower as well, so let's see what our opponent's ramping into, though. This could just be black-green elves. Black-green pack rat. Interesting. Alright, there's a white source. I think I'm going to hold that for a turn. I think here I'm just going to play the Lord and see what happens. I could have bounced a pack rat, but I don't think that's necessary this turn. If they just play Nissa here, I think we just lose, but we'll see. Alright, there's an elf. Activate pack rat, Collected Company. Is this just elves with pack rat? Alright, there's a Lovestruck Beast and a Horn Beetle. Alright, this is a pretty interesting deck. Not something I've seen before. They don't attack here, I don't think. This is just black-green good stuff. Alright, they're attacking for quite a bit next turn. That being said, maybe I just still attack and try to race them. I think we'd be losing the race, though. I think I hold back. This can at least block a pack rat if we need to. This doesn't feel great. go ahead and block a pack rat here and see if they discard 2 cards, and then we can return a pack rat to hand if we need to. I mean, if they're just discarding their hand, I think I'm fine with that. Alright, I think I'm going to petty theft here. Return a pack rat token. I mean, we took quite a bit of damage, but now we at least have Collected Company up. And I think we're going to have to pre-combat the Collected Company, hoping to hit Nimble-Gast Heralds. Oh, they just drew a pack rat for the turn. Pretty good. I don't think we could have just spell quellered that pack rat there. I think we have to hit Nimble-Gast if we're going to win this, and we don't. Alright, so we're not in great shape here. Yeah, they just attack with everything. Except the pack rats. No, they do attack with the pack rats. I was going to say I would. What's the block here? We're taking 6 this turn. This deck caught me off guard a little bit. Five, deal 1. This survives. 8, 9, 10, 11. That's exactly lethal. So I think we have to block both the 5/5s. I think we just have to do this and take 6. Not a great feeling. There's the Herald that we needed last game. This might stabilize us though, but what happens if we get on to... I think we still lose. I think we have to go down to 3 here. And I think we have to play Herald and Rattle Chains on our opponent's turn. Yeah, you're getting a counter. Alright, Herald's here. Tap down the Horn Beetle. Now let's see, they attack with everything. Is there any way we can debate them into attacking? Or do we have to tap down the Lovestruck Beast? Let's see, we'll have 4 blockers. They have 7 attackers. We can't let anything through. Oh, this sucks. Alright, here we go, Rattle Chains. This could just be lethal next turn, though. So we might be in okay shape. Let's give the Herald hexproof. Yeah, they just make another pack rat. This doesn't feel great for them. It doesn't feel great for us either, but... Like, they lose all the pack rats that are attacking, but then we lose a bunch of our stuff too. I think this has to be the block. Not great. And then we're down to 1. Yep, not great at all. Trying to think if there's anything I can do differently. I don't think there is. I think this has to be the block. There's another Nimble-Ghast, but now we don't have a way to... So we have to play Supreme. This might be enough to at least keep our opponent off of winning, but... We'll see here. This at least buys us a turn, I think. Don't show me that. I don't think I can beat that. Gross. We can at least tap it down at least. Tap down the beetle. I left up the right lands, right? Okay, white, blue, green, sure. No, 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 no! Well, that's going to be game. I meant to cast the Nimble-Ghast Herald. I don't think... Let me see what I... Yeah, I wouldn't have drawn out. I would have drawn a land next turn. But if I played the Herald... Misclick. That was my bad. Alright, so we definitely want these settles. We want the Deccan Stones. I think I'm fine with the deputies. Our opponent doesn't look like they have a lot of removal. They could have some stuff in the sideboard, though. So we saw at Galta, most of their creatures are 2 or 3 drops, though. So, yeah, that was my mistake. That was not something I wanted to do. Alright, sorry, I got a message about my local game store. So I'm going to check that out here in a minute. Let's Mausoleum Wander, or let's take out Spectral Sailors. I think I'm fine with Selfless Spirit and Rattle Chain. Supreme Phantom's good. Spell Queller is probably fine. I love Nimble-Ghast Herald in this matchup. I think I'm fine with cutting 1 Collected Company since we're bringing the Avacyn. Deputy is good here. I think since it's likely they bring in some Fatal Pushes, I think I'm fine with trimming a couple Supreme Phantoms. And I think maybe it's just an Eagle as well. And play just a more disruptive game plan. And then eventually play a Lord or 2. So yeah, I think I'm fine with that. We only have 5 Lords now, but I think we're playing a better game plan by disrupting theirs. Alright, this hand feels pretty good. Let's go ahead and keep it. We have 2 Wanderers and an Eagle, but we also have a Deputy of Detention in case they play just a bunch of Elves. Let's go ahead and start with the Hollowed Fountain. And we'll just yield until we can react to something here. Clean my glasses off a little. I think I'm fine with that trade. Just a straight counter. Hopefully we find our other land here. Yep, just countering Lovestruck Beast all day. Alright, Alright, there's a pack rat. It's not great. I think we just attack. If their plan's just the pack rat a bunch, next turn we can just play Deputy of Detention. Or we can just hold these spell quellers and play them and wait and see what they end up doing. Like if they start playing stuff, ooh, that's not good. Okay. So they're likely to play something here. If they attack, maybe I just spell queller. I think I'm just gonna play spell queller. Attack in for 3. Again, if their plan here is just the pack rat, we have the answer to that. Alright, we're going to spell queller that one as well. Rotting Registrar is not one we're going to want here. Alright, drawing the second white source is actually pretty good for us. I think because they only have a pack rat on the battlefield, we just get aggressive here. Attack in for 9. Threaten lethal the following turn. If they have a bunch of removal spells, it's not that big of a deal. They get a Rotting Registrar back. Oh, that's a pretty good one. So they get to kill... Okay, that's fine. They trade here. So if we find a spirit, we might be in pretty decent shape. I'm surprised they didn't just trade with the Rotting Registrar. Okay, that's pretty good. That's insurance is what we call that. Alright, I think I just hold my hand here and see what they have. Alright, and that was that game. Alright, going to the sideboard here. They're on the play. They killed our eagle. That's not that big of a deal, I don't think. I feel like they have the right cards. It's just a matter of who draws out better. And I think us being a more reactive deck's pretty good. I think having the full Selfless Spirits and Rattle Chains is good. Having Deck and Stone to clean up things like Pack Rat is going to be really good. Same with wherever it is, Deputy of Detention. And then we have an Avacyn later in the game. So let's go ahead and just submit this back. Alright, this hand's okay. We're missing a white source. Our opponent kept their hand. We're on the draw. I have to have faith here. Let's go ahead and keep this. We have Herald, which is what I'm going to end up relying on quite a bit. Alright, there's a Rotting Registrar. That's not great. This is pretty aggressive from our opponent. We have to find a way. I mean, we can tap it down for a few turns, which is okay. If they have a second one, though, this might be too much for us. Oh, they have the Great Henge just out of the hand. Alright, this might be way too much. This is really good here. We have to draw like white source, and be able to settle. I think this was a little bit of a risky hand to keep. I think we're just taking the 7 here, unfortunately. And another not white source. This is going to be rough. I think we have to keep back a blocker. Yeah, Pioneer Great Henge is going to be extremely good here. Oh, I didn't even play the Nebelgast. Shoot. I think we just take 7. This isn't good. Play it out of embarrassment. What's our opponent have here at instant speed? Collected Company. I mean, we didn't even have a white source, so did it matter? Yeah, they're going to draw a couple cards here. Yep. There's no way we can get out of this. I don't see a single way. This deck just plays ridiculously big creatures. And they have Galta in this deck, which is insane. Yeah, this is just going to run us over here, unfortunately. I wasn't ready for this. I don't think it even matters what we tap down here. Sure. And I'm not salty. Like, our opponent's deck's good. Like, this is just a learning experience. Like, I'm surprised. And yeah, it doesn't even matter what we block here because it just they just kill us. Yeah, we have to block everything because everything's lethal, and now they just give something trample. Yep, good game, opponent. I mean, this is a really good deck. Like, this is interesting to look at because if this is the next thing in Pioneer, we have to rethink the way we're playing. And not keeping any white sources there was really bad. Like, imagine this turn with Settle the Wreckage. That would have been really good. But we did get the 3 and 2. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, go check out manatraders.com. Thank you, ManaTraders, for being an awesome sponsor of the channel and allowing us to rent our decks that we play each and every week. Thank you all so much for watching, though, and I will see you in the next Magic the Gathering video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like and subscribe button. Also, check out the description below for more Magic the Gathering content. This was Jordan with Crocodile MTG, and we will see you next time.